Hello, real estate buyers and investors. Welcome to the buyer's market. Finally, conditions are back for buyers, and you are now protected again. Let's take a look at the top three conditions of real estate. I'm going to go over each of them today so you learn a little bit about making an offer that protects your best interests. Let's go. Okay, guys, so let's dig right in. So here are the top three conditions when putting an offer on a property. Basically, there are two types of conditions. There are, I meant to say there are two types of offers, firm offers and conditional offer. Basically, in a firm offer, if you put in an offer and you give the deposit to the seller, you must close. If you do not close, they will keep your deposit. The deposit is usually 5% of the purchase price. And that is obviously very attractive to sellers because if they accept a firm offer, they're basically keeping your deposit or they're selling you the property at the agreed upon price. However, in a buyer's market, when there's less buyers and prices are, say, going down like right now, conditional offers are pretty much the norm. If you're able to do firm offer, you might have a seller who accepts an offer of a lower price. It depends on the seller. However, conditions protect you. So let's go over the most important condition, which is a condition of finance, COF. Okay, so this allows the buyer to confirm with the lender that they're able to get mortgage financing for the property. And basically, in a mortgage, they need to check the buyer's profile and the property. That is what the lender cares about because the property is their collateral and the borrower or the buyer is the person who's going to be in charge of making the payments. So they want that person to be following up on their promise. They don't want to foreclose on you. That's not their business. They're probably going to lose money if they foreclose on you because they have selling fees, and that's just not where they make their money. So for you, by including a condition of finance, usually it's around 4 business days. And once the seller accepts your offer, you're gonna talk to your mortgage agent like crazy and be like, "Hey, you have 4 days to get me approved. Here's the contract. Here's the property. Here's my." It's better if you give them your credit score and income, job letters beforehand, before making an offer. But if you don't, maybe you want to put a 5 or 6 day mortgage condition because they have more paperwork to go through. Okay, so if you're getting a mortgage, I really suggest um, having condition of finance. Now another condition is condition of inspection. So let me show you what it looks like. By the way, this was the finance condition. There's a home inspection condition. It's conditional upon inspection of the property by a home inspector at the buyer's expense. And you're gonna, if it's conditional upon you getting a satisfactory report in your discretion. If you don't like it, you can say, I back out of the deal, give me my deposit back, and we're done. And now the last condition is called status certificate. Okay, so let's take a look at this status certificate condition, or COS, condition of status certificate. So finance is COF, inspection is COI, condition of inspection, and COS is condition of status certificate. So please Google what status certificate is. That's a whole other video, but it's only for condominiums. So freehold, you don't need this. Basically, condominiums are properties of a maintenance fee. And um, by reviewing the status certificate, you get to find out if uh, there's enough reserve fund and if the corporation is currently being sued. And by knowing these things, and another thing is maybe the condition of the common elements. By knowing these things, you're going to know if there's going to be any special assessments, which is maybe it's a one-time payment that the condominium requires from all owners to fix certain things, or higher than the inflationary rate of increase, or the normal rate of increase for um, maintenance fee. Okay, so those were the three main conditions in real estate to protect buyers. And again, it's unattractive if you put this in an offer for sellers, but in a buyer's market, everyone's going to have conditions because they want to be protected. Because let's say you don't get a mortgage, they reject you because of whatever reason, then you basically lose your deposit. That's really bad. That's going to be like $20,000, right? So yeah, um, and one more thing to know is if you put just one condition, like just mortgage condition versus mortgage condition, inspection condition, and status certificate condition, all three, it's not going to make your offer that much weaker because having one or two or three or four or 10 conditions, it doesn't matter to the seller because it's a way for you to get out. You can just get out using any of those conditions. So having zero is super attractive. Having one and 10 they don't care. It's still, they're just going to think of it as a conditional offer. One more thing to note is the shorter your conditional days, the better, because the seller is going to have to mark the property as sold conditional. And when it's marked as sold conditional, there won't be any showings because basically buyers and buyers realtors don't want to waste their time on a property that's sold conditional, because if the buyer like yourself firms up, then they just did a showing for no reason and it's a waste of time and gas. So they're better off looking at active properties. So this actually is a true story that happened to me. I was selling a property and we accepted a conditional offer and then they backed out, so we wasted another week. And then we accepted another conditional offer and they backed out. And then so we were thinking, if it's only like 3 business days condition, fine. We put our property off the market 3 days. You can't get it done, we'll put it back. But let's say, imagine it's a property that's sold, um, that has conditional period. Let's say the buyer wanted 10 business days. That's 2 whole weeks to get financing. Then we have to put our listing as sold conditional. And if the seller wants to sell sooner rather than later, an offer with a long conditional days is unattractive. So you as the buyer, if you want to make your offer attractive and still um, protect yourself, try to put shorter condition days. I think most mortgage agents can get it done in 4 business days. And worst case scenario, let's say in 4 business days they say, oh, I can't get it done. I need another day. You have options. You can ask the seller, can I just have one more day? And I've done this many times. Seller always says yes. They're like, all right, one more day, I don't want to put it back on the market. Just give you one more day and you can ask again and again. I asked the seller for like 3 extensions and they were okay, but eventually they have enough and maybe they'll just say, okay, like I don't think you're ever going to get it done. But I suggest putting a lower conditional days than you need to, and then ask for extension, because if you put too high in the first place, you're not even going to get accepted in the first place. Like let's say it's an 8 business day condition, you're not going to get accepted because they don't want to put their property off the market. But if you put like 4 business days and then later you ask for like another 4-day extension, they'll be like, or two at a time, two, and then you don't get done, two more. So I think that's a better strategy, but this is kind of subjective. It's based on my experience of buying and selling houses in Ontario. But of course, it depends on the seller, the market, and everything else. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and you learned something about buying real estate. Take care.